Hello and welcome back to Heart and Soul. Yeah, we're now about to choose our activities for the first week, and the devs actually left me a comment on my last video with a few tips and hints on what to do for the best ending. Not in terms of any choices like dialogue choices or something, only for this stat raising, I suppose. But I also saw that we have a bit of an explanation here how this works, so the activity guide. Let's have a look at this first. Psyche's daily activity. Choose one activity for each day of the Greek calendar in order to start Psyche's week. Activity description. When hovering over any activity option, its effects on Psyche's mood and favor will appear in the bottom left of the screen. If the correlating picture has an image of food or drink in the center, Psyche will collect one of that item while engaged in the activity to use for a sacrifice later, provided she doesn't have that item already. Okay. Mood stats. On the top right corner, Psyche's current mood is displayed. This is influenced by both dialogue choices and the different activities. If Psyche's loneliness or curiosity bar reaches 100, a hidden event triggers. These can drastically alter the course of the story and in some specific cases result in a game over. Interesting. Deity favor. In the bottom right corner, Psyche's current favor with the gods and goddesses who would be willing to help Psyche are tracked. Favor can be gained through activities and sacrifices. Certain events that take place in the story can require favor with the deity in order to avoid a bad outcome. Week tracker. The current week is displayed in the top left corner of the screen. This is capped at 40. So we do have several weeks to gain favor, gain affection with all these gods. And the one hint that the devs gave me is that we should start giving offerings to Zeus, because he apparently is the hardest to gain favor. And once we have reached favor, like the names are supposed to turn golden or something, like we will be able to see. So on the top right here we can see our loneliness and curiosity. Curiosity is already at 5. So the explanation means that my choices made it so that this is already at 5, or I don't know if this always starts out like that. And here we have our days. So if you hover over the Greek names, it turns to Sunday, Monday, etc. And for our activities, it actually shows what we can expect in terms of loneliness, curiosity, and affection for certain gods. Okay. So the only thing I did so far is just hover over these and see if there's anything for Zeus, but there isn't, like not in the activities. So I guess only for these offerings he would be an option, at least in this week. I don't know, we'll have to just try and see, I suppose. So yeah, many of these options raise the loneliness meter, and only I think roaming the estate decreases it. Yeah, this will be tricky. Like even with the tips and hints, as I said in the first part, like I'm making no promises that we will reach a good end. Really not too good at these, but we will try. So yeah. So these ones with like food or drink are something that we can then use in the offering, is how I understand it. And some of these activities have like a fixed, like if you do an offering, loneliness always is +5, while in the others it can be 3, it can be 5. I'm not going to do a lot of math in this, I don't think, but maybe let's start easy. And yeah, on Sunday visit the livestock. Okay, that's locked in. On Monday, Should we already do an offering? You cannot do it every day, so maybe let's try with an offering. And Tuesday. Tend to the vineyard. This also gives me an offering again. This one's interesting with the pray to the gods because it also doesn't show who you get affection with. I'm not sure if you can choose which god to pray to. Let's just try, maybe. With this one I got an offering. Tend to the field, sure. I want to mix it up a bit, see if we get different stuff or if it just goes through the week, I'm not sure. Another offering. Or... tricky. I was thinking to put in the roam the estate to decrease the loneliness, but maybe it's okay if we don't do this in the first week yet. So, how about that? Sunday we visit the livestock, Monday prepare an offering, Tuesday we tend to the vineyard, then pray to the gods, tend to the fields, prepare another offering, and explore the forest. Yeah? Okay, let's see how this plays out and start our first week. Standing in the peaceful pasture, I clasp my hands together and pray to the goddess of wild animals to keep our domesticated friends safe from predators. I assist the servants in milking the cows, taking some of the liquid with me to use later. I would like to do more to show the gods how much respect I have for them, but what do I have to offer? My thoughts and prayers. Oh! So if this is already the part where we're preparing an offering, the milk wasn't enough? I thought if in the first task we get the milk, that would be an offering already. But okay, thoughts and prayers, sure. Though not as grand a gesture as I would have liked, I kneel down before the small shrine and fervently offer my gratitude to the beings who watch over me. With vines held between my clasped hands, I kneel amongst the fruit and pray for the god of wine's blessing. Wanting to have the option to make wine, I harvest some grapes before leaving the vineyard. Today, my prayer is general, thanking all the gods and goddesses for their respective work and guidance. The preceding days pass by slowly, as I attempt to fritter away my enormous amount of free time. The unseen servants continue to cater to my every whim. They have even provided me with a loom and spinner when I expressed how little there was for me to do inside the estate. The contrast to my previous life in the palace is similar in some ways, but marked by stark differences in others. No longer is there the constant traveling for appearances and responding to various requests to meet with people whom I barely knew. No invitations to banquets and gatherings where party guests would shower gifts and praises at my feet. The time that I did spend at my parents' palace roaming the halls with hardly anyone to speak to is remarkably similar. Now, however, there's no one to judge me if I take up tasks unfit for a lady. I find myself loving the reprieve from society. Yeah, a bit of a dream there, eh? Today I begin to tending to the garden. The landscape is groomed to the most gorgeous picture, though so far I can find ways to improve upon it. The statues here emphasize the beauty of flowers and plants, and the fountains are always sparkling and fresh. Breakfast is served to me in the marble gazebo after I have watered the plants and flowers. It is the best setting to enjoy poetry and music, the perfect atmosphere for idle mornings. A luncheon follows after a leisurely stroll through the estate. I have tasked myself to sort and catalogue the treasures lying in abandon in each of the storerooms. The invisible servants reassure me multiple times that it is not necessary, and if I find the hoard to be unsightly, then they can make arrangements themselves. I do not mind the work. I enjoy small, tedious little tasks like this. In addition, as the lord of the estate's wife, is it so unnatural that I would want to take stock of our possessions? If you insist, but please allow us to do the heavy lifting. Thank you. That request is perfectly reasonable. As thus, we fall into a rhythm. I spend my afternoon rearranging the storerooms, taking notes, and occasionally ordering redecorations. One thing I have quickly learned is that the unseen servants are not excellent conversationalists. They do not have much of an opinion about anything, and unlike the maids I have grown up with, are entirely indifferent to gossip. It certainly has both upsides and downsides. On one hand, I know I will not be stumbling into some discreetly crying maidservant who was just bullied by the cooks. I will not have to listen to chatters about who is going to come to see me next, or empty speculations about who is going to propose to who. On the other hand, some mindless small tasks would make this place feel less empty. I sometimes catch myself when I speak to an invisible servant, halting my words as I stare into the air before me. Sometimes it feels like I've created all of this in my head. That is why, despite the space and splendor given to me during the day, I look forward to nighttime the most. My husband arrives at the drop of dusk. He enters through the open window this time, bringing with him the fresh scent of cinnamon and sunshine. Hello, sweet Psyche. Welcome home, husband. As always, he places a gentle, careful kiss upon my brows. I let out a small, content sigh, leaning into his embrace. His hand weaves into my hair, working the braids loose, and combs out the small tangles I have gathered throughout the day. He maneuvers us to sit on the bed, keeping me leaned against him the entire time. How was your day, dearest Psyche? Okay, quiet but productive, lonely. Well, I suppose putting lonely here would raise our loneliness meter. And also, I mean, of course, it's true, it is somewhat lonely, only having invisible servants to talk to. But are we going to complain like so quickly? Nah. Quiet but productive. It has been quiet, but I've gotten through the first storeroom today. And that is a lot of work. Thank you for looking after this place. It is no problem. How has your day been? Have you traveled anywhere new today? I traveled far to the west today. I flew all the way to the edge of the land, where the ocean meets the shore. As he brushes out my hair, my husband tells me about the places he has flown over during daytime. He speaks of resplendent castles, of simple homes, of lonely mansions, and bustling cities. He talks about the people, those who deal with cattle and farms, and those who command men and horses. He describes the vast forests he flew over, the proud mountains that oversee entire regions, and the winding rivers that eventually lead to the sea. But even after all my years, nothing is more glorious than the sight of Eos's blushing fingers over the horizon, sparkling upon deep blue waves. Dreamily, I sigh as he rolls up my hair for bed. I wish I could come with you one day to watch dawn cast her first light after a long night. He presses a kiss at my nape, whispering, "One day, my love, one day." Perhaps there's more we can do during these nights together to combat the loneliness I feel during the sunlit hours. I feel my husband's body stiffen beside me. Psyche. I may be inexperienced, but I am not quite so innocent that I am unaware of the other aspects of marriage we have yet to explore. He remains silent for a moment. I feel my fears resurface that he saved me from misfortune not because he truly wanted to be with me, but because he sees me the same way the others did. A girl on a pedestal, too prized and fawned over to actually be touched. There is no need to rush to learn of such marital matters, my love. But I want to know. I want to be a good wife to you. With a sigh, my husband lays back on our bed. Dearest Psyche, I would love to share that bond with you, truly. At the same time, you have gone through a terrible ordeal only to be brought to a strange place with a man who you do not know and cannot see. I want you to feel comfortable before we start such things. I reach towards him, placing one hand on his chest. But that is how I feel. I am ready. I know some of our circumstances are strange, but an arranged marriage certainly is not unique. Both of my sisters barely knew their husbands before they're married, and my parents have commented many times on the success of their matches. I feel at home here already, especially when you are near. I want to become closer. Gently, my husband sits up and pushes me back onto the bed. I will not argue with you further on this matter, my love, if you are certain. I am. He sighs a second time. Tell me right away if you have any second thoughts or if anything is amiss. I will. I promise. I do not change my mind. Okay. We love some mutual consent. The days pass by quietly, slow and monotonous, but safe. Sometimes, early in the morning, I would jerk myself awake, my sleep-addled mind thinking that there is an appearance I must make somewhere with someone, only to be greeted with utmost silence. The first few days I did not mind the unrushed dawns. I could take a relaxing bath, having the unseen servants pampering me while listening to their spectacular music. I could sleep in without having to worry about being dragged somewhere. I could have peaceful mornings without having to try on dozens of gowns. There are poems and stories I have always wanted to read but never had found a copy of. Folk songs that I have never heard. And time to unwind, to not have to put myself in front of those who look at me as if I am a piece of art, an object. Now I have all the space and time that I never had before, all to myself. So, at first, I enjoyed my stay. But then, quickly, I realize how empty it all is. The servants might be there, catering to all my whims, but I cannot see them. The man who announced himself to be my husband is never home, not during the day, that is. He usually enters through the bedroom window after dusk. Our conversations, if one could call them that, are rare, respectful, and sparse in words. We never truly venture further than quiet greetings. He sleeps in the same room, but the bed is large enough that we do not have to be anywhere near each other for a good night's sleep. I told myself that it is better this way, but every morning, looking at the empty spot beside me, I feel a little cold inside. Lately, I have found myself spending a lot of time in the garden, longingly wandering along its glittering fenced border. I do not know where I am. I do not know how far away from home I was taken. I want to look upon the horizon and dream that perhaps I can catch a glimpse of my home. But I do not even know which direction to look towards. I do not miss the meaningless praises and presents heaping at my feet. I do not miss the hassle of seeing those who do not care for me, those who brought this fate down upon my head. But I miss my family. I miss my father and mother. I miss getting letters from my sisters twice every month. I miss the rare free afternoons where I would sit in mother's garden and watch the maids go about with their chores. I even miss the head guard's grumbles when his new recruits were seconds late to their posts. Melancholy is perhaps natural for someone in my situation. I wonder if my sisters had felt the same way when they got married. I wonder if their marriages are as cold as mine. Looking towards the sprawling meadows beyond the estate, I wonder if I can continue living like this. Caged and stuck in limbo. As the end of the evening passes, I comb out my hair, keeping a close eye on the window. At dusk, right on the dot, with a rustle of feathers, he arrives. Every time the lord of the estate arrives, my heart thunders as if it wishes to beat right out of my chest. I do not think I am afraid of him specifically. Not as I was afraid of my impending doom back then, but there is a fear of the unknown whenever he arrives, an anxiety that refuses to go away. I trust him to keep his promise. I trust him to keep me safe within the castle ground. I do trust him with anything else. Still, if I wish to change the stalemate, I must do something. Welcome back, husband. He pauses in his stride, seemingly surprised. Thank you. How was your day? He hesitates for a moment, clearly not expecting me to strike up a conversation. Something like guilt stirs up at the bottom of my stomach. I barely treat him like an acquaintance, much less a spouse. Back home, I spoke to my maidservant within an hour far more than I speak to him in a week. But this predicament is different. The events that led me to living with him were chaotic, abrupt and heartbreaking. I could not bring my heart to trust so soon, so easily. I almost feel like this is a mix-up of the scenes, of the scene we had before, the other night. I don't know. Maybe I'm, reading too much into it. It was alright. Is there something wrong? In truth, I have been restless recently. Restless? Yes. I often dream about my family. I dream of my father and mother crying themselves to the sky at my sacrificial site. I dream of my sisters asking merchants and travelers for news of me. Perhaps this is just my grieving heart speaking, but I could feel their torment. When I stand in the garden, looking towards the horizon, it is as if I could hear their cries. Do you wish to go to them? Surprised, I turn towards him. The darkness, as always, obscures his features. I hesitate, considering my options. Yes or no? Okay. By the way, I noticed this before, that the loneliness went down after that night with our husband, which makes sense. Ah. Okay, yes or no? Well, we do want to see our family, but it's not really an option, is it? Tricky. Do you want to go to them? I mean, we can't. We know that, right? So, yeah, like the loneliness meter aside, like I don't worry about that right now. Is there a better, like, I don't know which one of these would be, like, better. If the situation were different, you could frame it as, okay, we're not satisfied being with him here, but the situation is what it is. It is lonely. Like, yeah. Tricky. I'm not sure. Do we want to go to them? I'm gonna say no, because I don't think it's an option. It's like the smarter choice, I suppose. Let's see. I look down, feeling all sorts of different guilts warring in my heart. As much as I would love to see them, I do not think it would be smart to invite them here. I know the gods hold on to their grudges. I know what my family and I did is unforgivable to them. If thinking I am dead is better, then... As tears cast a veil over my sight, I feel a gentle hand on my shoulder. I am sorry. I fall into his arms, sobbing. Why must fate be so unfair? What have I done to deserve this? To have to endure this pain, this loneliness? Is this my true fate? The one I have always been so afraid of all my life? Loneliness and isolation, forever with no one who truly cares about me? For me? A gentle hand lands on the back of my head, stroking my hair gently. A song, so quiet and soft I could feel more than hear, rolls within his chest. Soon, my tears subside, and I find myself focusing on the rhythm, on his voice that rises and falls like summer waves. You have had a long day, dear Psyche. You should get some rest. All right. Would you stay close? A beat of silence, then a feather-light kiss lands upon my brows. As you wish. It's so strange in a way to be married, but then it's still such a slow burn. After a long walk, I settle down on a log and pray to the goddess of wild animals, thanking her for keeping watch over all the wonderful creatures who reside here. I spot a beehive as I make my way back to the estate and stop to gather some honey. I am sure I can find a use for it. Okay, that was week 1. Loneliness is 10 and curiosity 14. Alright. Oh, okay, we can see here our scores with the gods. Okay, and it shows which choices we took last week. That's good. That's practical. So yeah, I did I choose a lot for Artemis? Okay, both the livestock and the forest are favors with Artemis. Okay. So... right, and where there's a 2, I guess this is only from praying to the gods, like in general. Oh. I see. For the offering, I guess we need to have a drink and a food? Yes? Is that it? Okay. So, what do we do? So we still have the honey. So if I do tend to the fields, so we do this before. Yeah, we didn't get like bread out of that, right? I'm just thinking because the offering shows bread. We don't get that, but yeah. Okay, let me think. How about we tend to the fields? Strolling through the garden we didn't have yet. Only the vineyard really gives us food, does it? With the... here. Everything else is just flowers and drinks, so... okay, let's go with that. Maybe then we can try doing an offering. Visit the livestock. Pray. And forest again. Yeah, I think that's a decent mix. We're not too far up with our things here. I mean, the most we can get in loneliness is 5, right? So 7, yeah, that's safe. Also, from what I saw, like I was only warned of not having loneliness at 100 5 times before everything's ready, basically. Before you're ready. So yeah, the events that get triggered by that don't necessarily mean it's something bad. It seems to rely on several factors. Yeah, let's try with this and start the week. I assist the servants with their work in the fields as best as I can, but have little experience in agriculture. They assure me they appreciate my good intentions. Before I leave, I take a handful of grains with me. I hope to use the wheat to make an offering for the gods. Okay, you do indeed. Maybe it just doesn't happen every time? Because I did tend to the fields before as well, right? Okay. Amidst the pleasant floral aroma and gentle breeze, I pray to the goddess of spring to thank her for all the beauty her domain brings to the world. After tending to the garden, I take some fresh flower clippings with me before heading inside, right? They are too lovely to not make into an offering. Okay, I was wondering if the flowers would be an offering too. Tonight, I feel a little restless. I retire to the master chamber earlier than usual after dinner. Picking up a poetry scroll, I try to read, but focus eludes me. Sighing, I look out the window, watching Helios complete his journey. Dusk arrives, and my husband returns with an armful of hibiscus and orchids. He rains the blooms down upon me, the petals velvety and sweet against my skin. Thank you. What is this for? Because you cannot journey to these corners of the world with me, I have brought a piece of them to you. They are wonderful. Thank you, husband. How are you today, my love? To be honest, I am feeling a bit uneasy. His hands immediately find mine. How so? Well, please do not misunderstand. My life here so far has been wonderful, and the time spent with you is possibly the most happy I have been in a very long time. But I worry for my family. My mother had not handled the prophecy given by the oracles well, and she must have grieved over my supposed death terribly. If there is a way I may deliver news to them, that I am safe and happy, then my heart can truly be at ease. That is understandable. You care a lot for them, and they care a lot for you. But it is not safe, is it not? No, it is not. My husband sighs, tucking a stray strand of hair behind my ear. But if you stay patient, just a while longer, then changes, welcoming and happier ones, shall come. Ask more about the changes, share fond memories of family. Well, he literally just said we should be patient, yeah? So, I think we have to wait for those changes anyway. And maybe gaining favor of the gods has something to do with it, huh? Yeah, let's just share a memory. I think that's nicer. I will look forward to when those changes come, but for now, would you mind if I spoke more of my family? His warm hand strokes the top of my head. Of course not, my love. You can tell me whatever it is you want. Or was that matter of choice, like, against him and towards the family? Oh well. I spent an inordinate amount of time telling him about how my mother loves her garden and conversing on long walks, that no matter how busy my father was, he always made time for his family, and some of the various misadventures I had with my 2 older sisters growing up. He listens patiently, laughing at all the right moments, and comforting me when the memories cause my eyes to mist. They sound like lovely people. Someday, let us go and visit them together. I would like to meet them. Truly. The idea of my husband meeting my parents seems almost inconceivable, but if the circumstances were different, such a thing would be so natural. Of course, if that is acceptable to you. I crawl over to him on the bed, placing both of my hands on either side of his face. I cannot think of anything better than all those I love gathered together. It would be the most joyous day. Do you think they would approve of me? How could they not? Especially after, well, how terrible my initial match was meant to be. A long finger pokes me in my stomach, eliciting a giggle from my lips. Oh, so I am preferable to a monster then. I pretend to contemplate the matter. Yes, I would say so, but only barely. Only barely. My husband suddenly shifts to a sitting position, pulling both my hands into his own as exaggerating outrage colors his words. This is devastating. Please, dear Psyche, I beg you, tell me how I can improve my status. I struggle to speak without laughing, surprised by this new, playful side to my mysterious man. Perhaps 1,000 kisses. What a grave situation this must be to require such an amount. My task must begin at once. Not expecting him to take my request seriously, I start to backpedal. Wait. Too late. I am knocked over by the force of my husband's affections. I erupt with laughter and enjoy the onslaught of attention for quite some time. That was cute. And the loneliness went down again. Standing in the peaceful posture, I clasp my hands together and pray to the goddess of wild animals to keep our domesticated friends safe from predators. Today I offer up my gratitude and respect to the king of the gods and overseer of the earth, Zeus. After a long walk, I settle down on a log and pray to the goddess of wild animals, thanking her for keeping watch over all the wonderful creatures who reside here. Okay, but when we did an offering, it didn't really show what I had. Was it not enough again? This is a bit confusing. But anyway, okay, so loneliness is 15, nothing to worry about. So, what do we do? So we have a lot of favor with Artemis already, so I think we're going to tend to the vineyard here, maybe? Just mixing it up a little. It's interesting that a lot of these are for Artemis. And I mean, several are not like, several of these gods are not listed here, so only for the, if you're praying to all the gods or to a specific god that she chooses, they get points. I don't know, maybe we'll get some different options later. Vineyard, so we don't always get something, or do we still have it? Huh. Okay, I'm going to leave that like this. maybe roam the estate, see what that does. I don't think it's always the same weekday that we get to see the evening with the husband. I'll go with this. Okay, week 3, start. I walk in between the rows of I'm sorry, that's a German in me. I always have trouble with V versus W. I walk in between the rows of grapevines, surveying the plants. I enjoy the earthy smells and sights of the crop. Today, my prayer is general, thanking all the gods and goddesses for their respective work and guidance. I roam the wheat fields surrounding the estate. I talk with the servants about the process of growing wheat and the labor required to care for the crop. I start my work today with much vigor, deciding to sort through some of the unorganized sections of the library. There are whole bundles of scrolls dedicated to the gods, and I figure that is the best place to start. All of them are packed in a large, scratchy vase, left forgotten in one corner of the library. A cloud of dust flies up as I have a servant drag the entire thing out. My husband truly does not care for these. The Lord does not care for arts that involve the gods. Oh? I can see that. How peculiar. Can you bring me a box for the more fragile ones? Line it with fabric to protect them from further damage. Of course. Anything else you might require? I do not think so. Thank you. Very well. I sit down at the table, carefully pulling out the scrolls I have checked and deemed intact the day before. Setting them aside, I wait for the servant to return with the box before packing it with the more damaged scrolls. I think this is the last of the damaged ones. Please put the intact ones to shelf number 5, section Alpha. Yes, milady. Another servant, who arrived during our sorting, helps me arrange the damaged scrolls from best to worst, condition-wise. Picking up the scroll about Aphrodite, I blink at the wear and tears. This one is in really bad condition. And it is clearly not because the scroll is well loved. No. There are clearly moth-eaten holes in the paper, its edges stained by humidity, and one of the handles has snapped off. How on earth has such a thing been allowed to happen? I believe the Lord does not enjoy works that speak too candidly about the gods. I see. Curiously, I open the scroll and skim through the first few passages. Oh! I clear my throat, rolling it closed. I believe this must be copied to a new scroll. The paper is crumbling apart, and several words seem to be missing. I believe the scroll is the one we found in the cellar. No wonder it is so damaged. We shall start working on the scroll first, then. I will need the assistance of someone trained in copying and writing. Very well. You should take a break, however. It is almost time for your meal. Oh, is it that late? Very well, I shall come back to this later then. We will help wherever we can. Giving Aphrodite's scroll one last look, curious over its sorry state, I prepare myself to eat, promising that I will restore the deteriorating work as soon as possible. Okay, interesting. After a long walk, I settled down on a log and prayed to the goddess of wild animals, thanking her for keeping watch over all the wonderful creatures who reside here. Something is on my husband's mind tonight. When I speak to him, he seems distracted. When I touch him, he still feels far. Why are you so distant tonight, my husband? Have I done something to upset you? Not at all, my love. It is nothing like that. In fact, I see this as happy news, though I do not know how you will take it. I struggle to think of a situation that would benefit him and not me. Perhaps he will be too busy to return home tomorrow? My husband goes quiet for a moment, then holds up my hand. Sweet Psyche, there is something I must tell you. Yes? What is it? Psyche, you are with child. What? That sudden declaration has my emotions running so chaotic, I feel numb. What? Softly, he squeezes my hand and speaks in a patient, low voice. Dearest one, we have been together passionately on many nights. It is only natural that we are expecting. Well, yes, but it seems so soon. And why does he know before her? I mean, okay, gods, I know, but that's awkward. That is all I can say. I am not sure how to react to this. I suppose, well, it is indeed natural to be expecting a child with my husband. Surreal as my situation might be, I should have expected this. I am able to sense these things sooner than mortals. It will still be weeks before you see signs from your body, but I thought it was best to tell you now. What must we do now? He cradles my burning cheek. Dearest, with this child, joyous changes shall come. I will not lie to you and say everything will get better overnight because of it. I know, despite the comfort and luxuries, your stay here has not been the easiest for your mind. But if you can bear with it until the child is born, this child, our child, shall be given the same level privileges and powers that I hold, and all lurking dangers waiting for you shall be forfeited. And dearest wife, once our child is born, we may walk together into the light. You will have definitively avoided your unfortunate fate. Elation rises like a tidal wave. Not only will my captivity end in 9 months or so, but I will gain a lifelong, loving companion to share my days with. My heart flutters as I squeeze his hand in return. Truly, that will be the case. I cannot wait for that day to come. Even though I cannot see him, I can feel his happiness, radiating from his whole being like the warmth of dawn. I can feel a smile as he places a kiss upon my lips and pulls me onto his embrace. Finally, hope is upon the horizon. Finally, there is an end in sight. And it is glorious. Okay. So we know when it's going to end. Oh. So that's why we have that cap of the weeks, huh? Oh, and I see. We got an extra option now with these activities for Aphrodite because we found her scroll, right? Cool. Okay. So, loneliness and curiosity are still okay. What do we do? Going to keep this. Try out the beauty regime. Sure. Let's look through the garden. Wait. Aphrodite isn't even on this affection chart, but like she is. I mean, it was because of her that we were cast, basically. So I suppose it does make sense to gain favor with her. Should we lean into that now that we have the option? I feel like that's a good choice, right? All three of them? Maybe? Ah, then we cannot pray to the other gods, though. I want to do that too. And then turning to the fields. What else do we have? No, that's not what I meant to do. Kind of want a different like mix up of these options. Oh well, we still have a lot of time to go, of course. Yeah, I went to bump up some of these fields. Oh no, I've turned off the fields 3 times now. Maybe that's too much. Maybe I'm thinking too much about these. Maybe I'm thinking too little. I don't know. Let's just start the week with this. Okay, grapevines. It's the same text as before. Going to do a bit quicker. My day is spent careful and full of rest. Nothing ages you quite like stress and poor sleep. Don't tell me that. Okay. Growing wheat. Sure. Idly, I pick through my lunchtime meal, staring at the greens around me without actually seeing them. It is moments like these that I miss my old life so much. I miss the small talks with mother, the maid's quiet order relays, and even my sisters bickering on the occasions they visited. Perhaps it is my imagination and longing that are at work, but if I close my eyes, I can hear their voices in the wind. I can hear my mother's calling, mournful like a brittle winter morning. I can feel my father's guilt, heavy and shrouded his court in grief. I can imagine my sisters, searching every corner of land they know in the hopes of finding me. Mist gathers in my vision, and I curl into myself. Loneliness envelops me like the dark veil of my wedding. Even the knowledge of my small child growing within fails to bring comfort. I wish to be with my family now. Unable to hold my emotions in, I let the tears fall, folding into myself as I cry. Distantly, I can hear the unseen servants fuss over me, trying to soothe my sorrow with their gentle but invisible hands. Despite not being able to fix the deepest pain in my heart, the knowledge that I am not truly alone seizes my tears. Accepting their silk handkerchief, I stand. Thank you for your kindness. I think a walk outside alone might bring me solace. As you wish. I dismiss the unseen servants and wander around the garden. Though, truth to be told, whether they heed that command or not is a mystery. I cannot see them, and I know, despite obeying my requests on a surface level, they ultimately are servants of the lord of this palace. I am truly alone here. Sighing softly under my breath, I walk along the fenced perimeter of this estate. Placing my hand on the glistening glass panels, I yearn for the open world outside. My wandering steps take me to the grand arching gates of the estate. Leaning my head against the cold bars, I close my eyes again. Even if it is just an illusion, I want to hear the voices of my loved ones once more. Psyche. Psyche, where are you? Psyche, where have you gone? Psyche, father and mother mourn you so. If you are still on this earth, please send word. Please come home. Please see us. Psyche, our sister. Hot tears trail down my cheeks. The desire to see my family eats at my heart. Loneliness burns through my entire being. I press myself against the gate, desperate to hear more, to see my family, to not be alone anymore. Tears still staining my cheeks, I force myself to part from the gate. Even if those voices are real, the horror of that sacrificial night is still too fresh on my mind. If I must bear this pain so my family can live, then so be it. I experiment with a myriad of hairstyles and fashion, curious to see if a new look would suit me. I assist the servants with their work in the fields as best as I can, but have little experience in agriculture. They ensure me they appreciate my good intentions. Okay. Okay, loneliness is up, but yeah, as I said, it doesn't necessarily matter. So yeah, there's still no meter for Aphrodite, but still think this is not there for nothing, like, it's still a thing. Let me see. Maybe let's go with this. How do we do this? Praying to the gods, because I want to do an offering. Yeah, let's see if we will have like enough for an offering. Yeah, I'll just leave the rest and see what happens in week 5. The servants instruct me on the various stages of growth for the grapes. I strive to pay attention to the lesson, but like it best when I can be hands-on. The day leaves me exhausted, and I retire to the master chamber earlier than normal. Even so, I cannot bring myself to rest. Deliberately, I take my time combing out my hair, waiting for the telltale flutter of large celestial wings. He returns at the drop of dusk. I wait for the sound of his wings folding before turning around. Welcome home. Good evening, dear one. How has your day been? It has been fine, for the most part. My husband approaches, taking the brush from my hand and sitting down behind me. I revel in his gentle touches for a moment, knowing that he would always wait for me to speak my mind first without prodding. I miss my family. His movements halt. I am sorry. It is inevitable, I suppose. The loneliness. I miss them so much. I could hear my sisters' voices in the wind. It feels as if they were right outside the palace, as if I opened the gates, and there they would be. I know this is not what you want to hear, my love, but opening the gate is a terrible idea. I can sense the type of hearts your sisters have, and truly do not think they will support you in the way you need them to. However, I trust you and your judgment, which is why I have not and will never lock the entrance to this estate. It is never meant to be your prison. And yet, there is nowhere else I can go, nobody else I can see. My husband coaxes me to turn around, holding my hands in his much larger, much warmer ones. No, not right now, my love, please. It is not safe. Things will get better, I promise. Hold on to your patience, dearest Psyche. Remember our child and how they will provide you with a safe way out of this whole ordeal. The disappointment I feel from his confirmation that I cannot see my loved ones settles in my stomach like a heavy, uncomfortable weight. Despite the fact that I know I should take his advice, this ache in my heart simply will not leave me. It feels unbearable. I know of the dangers and I hear your warnings, but I fear I might grow mad with delusions and grief if this goes on. I cannot stop hearing my sisters' voices. Every time I wander near the gate, I can hear them calling. I have not had a dream without seeing my parents mourning. I am sorry, but I do not think I can go on like this. Standing before the full force of my grief, there is very little he can do. His gentle touches mean little, his soothing words all sound like lies. He warns me of my sister's ill intents, but how can I heed his warnings in such a time like this? Will this baby truly make as big a difference as he claims? In the end, he sighs, wiping away my tears the best he can in the dark. Very well, Psyche. I will make arrangements. Zephyrus shall deliver your sisters to you as you see fit. But keep my words in mind. The gods have not been appeased, and they have not forgotten. For your own sake, please tread carefully, and bring them here only when you feel it is absolutely necessary, when you cannot bear the loneliness 1 second longer. Thank you. My husband's arms fall away, and he moves to sleep on his side with his back to me. You leave me little choice. I do not want to see you hurt, and if you assure me that not letting you see your sisters is worse, I will have to take you at your word. I reach out to his unmoving form, my fingers tracing lines up and down his smooth skin, the smooth skin of his back. He pays me no notice. There is no doubt in my mind that my husband's acquiescence has come at a price. Okay, speak about loneliness or stay quiet. I don't know, neither are really all that good. Also, when he says that we should only call the sisters when we cannot bear the loneliness anymore, I'm kind of feeling it has to do with this meter. Like, if it reaches 100, will we get the event with the sisters maybe? Or is it not necessarily related to that? I don't know. I don't like either of these options that much, but I still want to talk to him, so. I am sorry to have upset you. I just get so lonely here sometimes during the day. My emotions get the best of me. Please know that I do not only think of my family. I also find myself looking forward to your return more and more, to the point that it is difficult to do anything else. Is there any way we may spend a day together again, like how you visited me in the forest a month ago? I know I am not allowed to see you and that your work is very important, but I am sure I can find time to spend a day with you every now and then. Really? Not expecting him to give in so easily, I am ecstatic. This is wonderful news. We shall have to cover your eyes with cloth again, though. Will that be too much of an inconvenience for you? Of course not. Is that all that is required of me? Yes, sweet Psyche. I gladly accept. My husband chuckles, holding me tightly in his arms. If I had known this simple act would make you so pleased, I would have suggested it much sooner. I hope we can spend a day together soon. I will look forward to it so much. I will too, my love. He presses a kiss against my forehead, only for me to demand more and more and more. I would like to do more to show the gods how much respect I have for them, but what do I have to offer? There we go. Okay, my thoughts and prayers, a floral arrangement, a loaf of bread, or some wine. Okay, so I guess that depending on what we choose here, we are giving it to a different god, right? I have no idea what we have to give to get favor with Zeus or any of them, really. I'm going with the bread or wine. I'm going with wine. The servants instruct me in the preparation of wine. I have such fun squishing down the grapes. Now that the wine is finished, should I offer it to the gods or save it to make libation another day? Save the wine or offer the wine? Oh, interesting. So it's really right. The activity said prepare an offering. But then I'm wondering why we couldn't do that before, because we already had these grapes before, right? I guess we don't always get something out of it. Which, I mean, it's also cool, like, that mixes up how the activities work out each week. No, but I want to offer it. Taking my offering outside to the shrine, I consider who to give it to. Oh god, I don't know. Oh, okay. So yeah, so we can choose and don't have to, like, have the right offering. I mean, I don't know if they're all equally as happy about wine. But we'll see. And yeah, I was told to get into Zeus' favor, so I decide to dedicate my offering to the god of thunder. It is not much, but I hope it shows my sincerity. Okay, cool. Hello, Psyche. I turn to see my husband coming in through the window. I see you have been busy lately. Oh? I have, yes. There is much to tend to within the estate. He chuckled slightly. No, my dear. I believe, yes, I think you have managed to make a deity very pleased with you. Oh, have I? I have? Yes, I was speaking with Taiki, and the goddess of fate says your fate has become a bit less grim. In the future, if you are caught in a tough situation, this deity will likely come to your aid. Truly. This is great news. I am so relieved to hear my prayers and offerings were well received. Such a sweet wife I have. Keep up the good work, my love. I will let you know if this happens again. I will. Thank you. Interesting that he tells us as well in the story and not just on this status sheet we have. Standing in the peaceful pasture, I clasped my hands together and prayed to the goddess of wild animals to keep our domesticated friends safe from predators. My day is spent careful and full of resting. Nothing ages you quite like stress and poor sleep. As I work in the fields, I pray fervently to the goddess of the harvest to watch over our crop. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so we do have like full favor with Dionysus because his name is like golden. And yeah, as you can see, there's different gods have different numbers you have to reach. Yeah, I was told Zeus has 80, so we only went up to 9 even with the offering we made. Okay, so that's really not going to be as easy as I thought. I mean, I didn't really have too many expectations, but yeah, because an offering... Right, because the offering can get 1, 3 or 10 affection. Doesn't have to be high, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. So do you have to pick the right item for the right god, maybe? I mean, that's why I thought that maybe Zeus would be most interested in the wine. Or it is... Now I'm missing the English word. It's by chance which one you get. By luck. Well, I think that's as far as I'll go today. I wasn't sure how fast we were going through these, and yeah, maybe some weeks, or I mean, we can see some weeks are faster than others, or some days. I don't know. Playing this myself, I don't really have, like you guys are probably more prone to seeing how quick these weeks actually go by, and for me it's different. What I'm trying to say is like I always try to gauge how long these games are in total, so that I can see how long I should make my episodes. And I saw many people were like finished in 3 or 4 hours, but we're only in week 6. What? And I think we don't have to play for 40 weeks. It's just the maximum. Because, yeah, if you achieve affection with all the gods, I guess it should also be... Maybe you can finish quicker? I don't know. Or, well, if you get a bad end, of course, that might end the game quicker. But anyway, what I'm saying is I don't think I'll be able to finish today, so I'll just end it here for now, and we're going to go into week 6 next time. Please let me know what you think, if you have any more tips or, like no spoilers, please. But yeah, if you have any more advice that you think would be good to do, or if I'm on a good track, I don't know. But yeah, until next time, bye bye.